This is what happens when empaths are pushed too far by a narcissist. There is a limit to an empath's tolerance and willingness to compromise with another person's behavior. Although empaths are often tolerant and understanding, that doesn't give others free rein to do whatever they choose. If you're an empath and you really think you need your narcissistic partner to function, you may need to change your perspective. You're so much better than that. Genuine empaths are naturally kind and generous. They avoid saying no out of concern for the sentiments of others and fear of damaging relationships. Many people take advantage of empaths because they are so giving. However, after having their boundaries constantly crossed, empaths will finally get the courage to leave and never return to their abusers. After being pushed to their limits, their tolerance for maltreatment fades. Having said that, are you prepared to experience what happens when an empath reaches their breaking point? All right, let's get going. 1. Empaths will stop listening to the narcissist craps. People who are empaths are wonderful listeners. Their empathy allows them to open their ears to the plights of others. Many people turn to empaths for assistance and comfort because they're so intuitive. As a result, empaths tend to carry other people's difficulties with them and absorb other people's emotions. However, the ears of empaths will gradually close after a long period of listening to others' cries and complaints. Eventually, empaths will be able to say that they are done listening and are ready to speak up. When it comes to empathetic communication, empaths must also express their feelings. Everyone needs someone to confide in when things are tough. When empaths whom they consider to be outstanding listeners fail to listen to them, other people, especially narcissists, will be surprised. 2. Empaths will start to keep their hands off of the narcissist. People who are empaths are kind-hearted. They have a moral obligation to help those in need, whether humans or animals. While empaths are generous, some people take advantage of them for their own selfish ends. After being abused, empaths will fold their hands and stuff them in their pockets when they've had enough. Imagine yourself in a relationship where you are the sole giver and nurturer. When you and your lover are on the plane together, your spouse never gives back. There is little doubt that you will eventually wish to vent about your partner's lack of reciprocation. Those of you who identify as empaths are not demanding, but rather think that a good relationship requires both parties to give and receive. When the requirements of both parties are addressed and satisfied, you want to have a healthy relationship. Your ideal relationship will never come to fruition if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, a self-centered individual. There's nothing wrong with giving, but you must be aware of your resources and learn to create appropriate boundaries to prevent others from abusing your kindness and generosity. 3. The minds of empaths will be shut off from trying to understand the narcissist. Empathetic people have a deep knowledge of human psychology. They are interested in observing and learning about the many personalities they encounter on a daily basis. They will try to read other people's minds and understand their body language because of their very observant nature. They aren't shallow judges. Empaths go beyond what they see or hear to form their opinions. A true empath is able to get to know a person's soul and heart to the fullest extent. There are limits to how much an empath understands other people's personalities, however. To do nothing except absorb, analyze, and rationalize others' shortcomings leads to exhaustion in the long term. The minds of empaths, which are always open, are suddenly shut off from understanding. After all the abuse, deception, and unpleasant experiences they've endured from others, empaths can't help but lose empathy for other people's behaviors and defects. 4. Empaths will eventually dim their lights. In spite of the difficulties and anxieties that our modern self-obsessed culture presents, empaths are able to inspire and give hope to others. Empaths' positive outlook on life has the power to lift the spirits of everyone around them. Empaths, on the other hand, will ultimately run out of power, just like an always-on light bulb will. The euphoria of super empaths will fade to gloom. It is possible for empaths to get emotionally tired and unable to help others who are in a dark place. This happens, and it will take some time for the empath before they're ready to thrive again. You may expect not only days, it could be weeks or even months. 5. They will imitate the narcissist behaviors. In the wake of all the agony and suffering they've been subjected to, empaths are compelled to retaliate against their abusers by mimicking their own behavior. The narcissist can't look away from the empath once they recognize themselves in them doing the same thing that they do. Narcissists always have a double standard life. They're fine with abusing others, but they can't stand it when others are doing the same to them. If you tease, ridicule, or challenge these abusive people, expect them to become enraged. Most people act in ways that aren't true to who they are when they've reached their breaking point, but this doesn't mean that empaths become vicious and aggressive. It's important to remember that empaths are just like everyone else. They're not infallible beings. It's inevitable that empaths will feel the need to deal with those who have harmed them. 6. Without thinking about the ramifications, empaths will speak what they want to say. People who are empaths are gentle, soft-spoken, and cautious with their remarks. There are many people that use their voices to inspire others by promoting positive thoughts such as peace, justice, and love. Empaths want to emphasize the importance of word choice in everyday encounters and public speech. However, it's true that a person's mental, emotional, and physical well-being can be saved or harmed by someone's tongue. At times, empaths can be rude and direct in their words. Especially if their patience hit zero, empaths would run out of positive phrases and quit caring about the words they use. 7. Empaths will no longer care about the feelings of the narcissist. Empaths prefer to absorb the emotions of others since they are like emotional sponges. As a result, they neglect to address their own feelings. They will lose interest in everything and everyone around them. Empaths would put their own feelings first after prioritizing the sentiments of others in an attempt to improve their mental health. Other people's negative influence, abuse, and stress weighed heavily on them. Empaths don't become apathetic. Rather, they become more sensitive and concerned about their feelings, which others find difficult to understand. Empaths realize that their suffering would be lessened if they focused more on their own well-being rather than on the welfare of others. Do you or someone you know might be an empath? Is there a time in the past when you were impatient with narcissists? And what did you do? Comment below if you think you're a true empath. Make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell if this is your first time here. Thank you for watching this.